We're at the Seven Stadium in Dubai for the Emirates 2020 tournament, where 4 county sides are in the finals, fighting it out for the first piece of silverware in the season. But before all that got underway, there was a star turn by a few familiar faces, and I caught up with them.
There's no doubt that gap that we've been able to create for a number of years has just been decreased. That's obviously through some retirements from the Australian team, and I think what isn't acknowledged is the increase of the other teams. A lot of teams have worked long and hard to get up there. England planned and prepared beautifully for the Ashes. India have started to really have a prominent part in all forms of the game. So credit to those countries.
He's given it to Michael Clarke, who I think is going to be a fantastic leader for Australia. I've been lucky enough to play under him a few times now in one-day cricket, and from what I've seen, he's a very good captain. He's very cricket smart, and I think he's going to do a fantastic job.
As well as Australia's Adam Gilchrist and Shaun Marsh, Indian cricketer Dinesh Karthik was signing autographs. He says cricket is a second religion in his home country.
Cricket is like a religion in India. That's a big statement that they attach to India, and I think that's very much true. I think people love their cricket. People throng in more than thousands, probably in millions, to come and watch a game. So just goes to show the amount of passion that prevails in India.
So with some famous guests taking to their seats, the crowds began to settle down for the action, while some were warming up to be potential stars of the future. Sussex were first to book their place in the final, beating Durham by 9 wickets in their semi. Notts soon joined them, beating MCC by 3 wickets, despite Hamid Hassan's impressive 5-wicket haul. It was a disappointing afternoon for former Indian captain Sourav Ganguly, who only made 1 run for the MCC, but he was in good enough spirits with India in the Cricket World Cup final.
It's a big responsibility on Dhoni not to just take this team, make this team do well, but also create a team for the future for India. And by the time he leaves his captaincy, which he will at some stage, he should leave the legacy of making another side.
So Sussex and Notts make it through to the final. One of them will be getting the first piece of silverware for the mantelpiece this season, and that final is about to get underway. I'm joined by Matthew Jackson from Sport Arabia. Did you see that final coming? Did you see those 2 sides being in it?
MCC on paper were the strongest side, but they're not a team. They've been thrown together. So, it's no surprise we'll have 2 county championship, Division 1 sides in the final, because they've all played together a lot and are here on pre-season tour getting some good quality cricket.
On to the final, and Sussex were in to bat first. Joe Gatting top scoring with 34. Paul Frank, Samit Patel and Stephen Mullaney all taking a wicket for Notts, leaving Sussex with a total of 141 for 5 at end of overs. But in reply, Notts posted 142 for 2. Opening batsman Alex Hales made 44, but Patel did the damage. His 76 not out, handing Notts the title of Emirates 2020 champions for 2011. Well, that's it. It's all over. Notts win the first trophy of the season. Victorious here today. It's all about you guys. And Captain Chris Reed joins me. Chris, that was brilliant out there, and you were hitting them some sixes, and Samit had a great innings.
Yeah, Samit and Alex Hales played terrifically well there, and I think we got a flight to catch tonight, and Samit was keen to get on it early on, so he's finished it nice and early for us, so we can get home and get on that plane. It's been a good day here for us. We've come over from Abu Dhabi, and the occasion's been fantastic. There's been a good atmosphere, and we're pleased to come away with some silverware.
Samit played a great knock and took it home for him, and when someone plays like that, you just got to put your hands up and say we tried our hardest today and it didn't work for us.
But for you individually, some great wickets. I mean, they were falling aplenty. You've got to be pleased with your performance.
Yeah, I'm happy with how things have gone in the trip over here and in the 2020 we played against Durham and stuff, so I can't complain. It's nice to get a few early wickets early on in the season, so hopefully it'll continue.
Sussex had a decent team out, and our youngsters did all right, and it's just a good learning curve for our boys, and there's a lot of experience come back in the squad, and it sounds looking good at Trent Bridge.
Behind me, Notts are just about to collect their first trophy of the season, hopefully the first of many to come. And as they start celebrating, you're going to see them collecting that trophy behind me. We're hoping that's an indication of more in the 2011-2012 season. A big round of applause for them.